they was calling you Mr. Mike.
Mr. Mike.
How'd you feel about the whole boat trip situation? You know what I mean? Like, as far as continuing to take the kids on that boat ride, like a lot of people be like, "Yo, the grown folks don't even be kind of taking that
Right.
boat ride like that and having fun like that." Like, how'd you feel about the whole thing? You
It
know,
was
for the second trip.
it was a good experience. Me being around the youth, like I know I have a draw to the youth. And it takes me back to my childhood of not really having that father son relationship with my father. So like my heart always goes to children that may not have a father or may not have that relationship with their father that's in the house. So like it's always good for me to be able to pour into them and to be able to show them a fatherhood type role in that life and be able to be that ear to listen when they need to talk.
You know what I got from that night?
Well,
A headache. Just be real. I got a headache. My
I
head
agree.
was pounding.
I agree.
I mean, pounding.
It was
Where you
'cause
at? Where you going?
it was
Would
'cause
you
we're out of
come
control.
here? They was out of control. They was running everywhere. I was like, yo, I can't keep up. We had at least 11 kids.
We
By the
did.
time I got home that night, I was like, I'm glad this night is over. I mean, I had a great time,
Right.
but it's so hard to keep up with all those kids. So what I got from that is we need more mentors
Yep.
out there with us. You know, it just can't be me and Mike and Ian. Like, you know,
Right.
we got 15 kids out there.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that was like 5 kids apiece.
It
And
was.
then on the bathroom run, we couldn't even keep up with it. They was running
Right.
and taking off. We couldn't keep up with them. So, and you know, you got to be careful, man. You have other people's kids out there.
Right.
And like, you're held accountable
Right.
while you're watching them people's kids. So I'm like, looking, I'm nervous. I'm getting scared. You know what I mean? Making sure we don't lose nobody's kids while we out there.
Right.
And they, I do think that they were grateful. You know what I mean?
They
That's
were.
the good thing about those kids that were with us out there. They were grateful. They didn't complain about much.
Nope.
You notice that? Like they didn't
didn't.
complain about what they ate.
Nope.
They didn't complain about the boat trip.
They
They
were
didn't
good.
complain about the movies. It was like a good batch of kids that we had out there. You know what I'm saying? So when we got back, we got a phone call from a couple of the neighbors down the street, and so the second boat party is the 22nd, and it's already filled up
Right.
with 15 different kids.
Right.
So you know, I think that we need some more people that are volunteer to come out there with us and do that. Thanks to Miss Dawn
Yeah, Miss Dawn.
from
Wow,
The-
I forgot what number it was, but wow, the one in Longside.
Nine something.
Longside slash, what was that? Pine Hill.
no, that ain't long. That's Clementon, right?
It's
No, that's Lindenwood. I'm
It's
sorry. That's the Lindenwood one, y'all. If y'all know that area is close to Bethany Baptist, just put it that
Correct.
way. It's
Yeah.
over in that area on the White Horse Pike. And she donated all the food for that day. She was the sponsor. But the great thing is she let the kids come back in the next day, gave them this big behind Wawa bag,
Right.
and said, y'all got 90 seconds to run through the candy
Yeah.
section.
Yep.
The kids took off. I was wishing I had a bag.
I know, right?
I was wishing I had a
They was
bag.
acting all timid.
Yo, what? Look, Ace. When she was letting them go, she was looking at her watch. I swear to God, she was like, maybe this was a bad idea because the kids was dumping. She was like, hold on. She kept looking at her watch, like, and I'm looking like, are we done yet? Because they were
Right.
really like. And I'm like, yo, they took off and they got there in 3 seconds from where we was at. So you figure that's all that time to
Right.
put that candy in there. They was dumping. They was taking L's because Chimera, he took a whole box and just put the box in his bag. Like, And I was like, yo, y'all greedy. Like, I said, yo. So she was just sitting back laughing like, wow. And then afterwards, she was like, we're not going to do this one again. Like
Right.
90 seconds. She was like, we're going to have to shorten that up to about 35 seconds. 'Cause
Right.
that was too much. But she did donate, and she did love what she did. Oh, and the write-up for that is being the Anointed News Journal.
Correct.
As y'all can see, we always in the Anointed News Journal. We on the back of that cover that's hanging up right here in the studio right
Yep.
here. So we always get respect from Uncle Chris. We got a nice write-up inside the paper for that event.
Right.
we're just gonna keep moving. As far as that's the fatherless generation program that's been started and founded only 3 months ago, and in 3 months we've been able to do so much. You know, the paint party that's coming up this week, the monster truck show that we taking the kids to, and shout out to the Sixers so far because we've been sponsored almost 15 tickets to the Sixers game. So you know what I mean, things is really starting to pick up, and we're able to start doing more and more and more things through this program. And what I like about this program is that it is it's like
It's a personal relationship.
yeah, it's personal, but it's the fatherless program and the Voice of Reason seem to be going head to head.
Basically,
It's like both they're connected at the root. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the fatherless generation, the Voice of Reason can sponsor that situation. Like whatever we doing, it's like entangled, man. It's definitely a good thing. What I see happening, we got a bus, man. We out here with the bus and being able to take these kids to different places. So it's just a good thing, man. Where are you at with it? I know you got some. Let's talk about your graphics and everything. How's everything going with you? I know you got some clients and that you're working on different stuff. What's going on?
On the graphic tip, I just linked up with a client that wants me to do illustrations for her children's book that she got coming out. I just did a logo design for a client for Destined for the Dub, but she also has a blog that she's doing, so she's working on doing a spiritual line for that, almost like active faith type of feel, but more for Destined for the Dub type feel, which would be like customized stuff for just like for different sports that they may do, customize everything, and then had to do a funeral for someone in the family, so I'm always doing funeral programs and stuff like that. Just trying to put my focus more on that.
Yeah, so if y'all ain't following Mike J by now on the Facebook, make sure y'all follow him. Go on there and look up Mike Corsi. What's your name on there?
Mike J. Corsi.
Mike J. Corsi.
Yeah.
Go look him up. You know what I mean? Follow him. Definitely, because Mike can actually help you do a lot. It ain't just that. He can help do a template for the newspaper or a template for a magazine. It just don't stop there. Like it's a lot of things that our whole team can offer y'all. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you need what are those? The magnets that go on your car for your business. You can get them for y'all. If you need retractable banners, we can get that for y'all. Like everything is here. You know what I mean? Between his graphic company, the radio show, the fatherless program, everything's connected and it's all helping and it's working for our good. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all look him up if y'all ain't following him by now. You know what I'm saying? And check him out. Get that information. But we got something new getting ready to come on to the show. We're going to be bringing in 2 females, and we're going to call it the Millennial Talk.
Millennial segment.
And they'll have like a millennial segment where they'll be talking for like, 12 to 15 minutes. We're going to give them like 12 minutes, at least 15, because these 2 girls can talk.
Yeah, they can.
They can talk, and they got a draw, and they got a nice little fan base, and it'll be their first time on radio. They wanted to do some stuff like this, but they never had the opportunity. So I'm just glad that we can bring forth that opportunity and bring them in here, let them do what they got to do. It's a lot of stuff happening though for the Voice of Reason, man.
Yes.
It's so much happening. Like we're still putting together the award ceremony that we want to put together. We've been working on that, been trying to get the building for that, and also buying the awards for the people. For everybody that's been on the show and following the show, we're going to do this. It's going to be a lot of people that we already brought on that will get awarded. We've been looking at the people that we brought on, who should we get the awards to, and different, even just other people in the community that's been working out in the community. We're going to give out certain awards to them. So we're going to do something big within the next, I think 9 months. So we're putting it together now. We don't want to let too much out, but it'll be like a red carpet affair, different things like that. And we'll actually have like the fatherless generation table in there, so you'll get to see everything. Mike will have his graphic table in there, and you'll get to see everything that we're doing as a unit. You know what I'm saying? So, but we just came back today just to talk to y'all, let y'all know what's going on.
Right.
Let y'all see what we've been doing. I mean, we've been really grinding, hectic and heavy. Things have been like crazy,
real crazy
on everybody's end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just been real crazy. So, like, life will do you like this, man. It's just throwing a lot of curveballs at us, and we're just trying to keep it up and keep it moving. We're having a paint party for the fatherless on the 16th, this Saturday. And
Friday. That's
oh, it's Friday.
It's Friday.
You know what? I keep thinking Saturday, my birthday.
Your birthday Saturday.
Yeah, happy birthday to the old head.
Right, the old head.
And Sunday we taking the kids to Sesame Place. So it's like it's a lot going on. I'm still thinking, I'm like, wow, we taking them painting, then we taking them Sesame Place. Like, we out here doing this. And let me tell y'all something, just so y'all know, because I got to put it out there. The Father to Fatherless Generation program right now at this point in time is only being funded off the backs of 3 individuals. And for it to be funded off the back of 3 people, me, Mike, and my wife. Those are the 3 people that are funding this whole Father to Fatherless Generation. And all we're really doing is giving up $25 a week a piece. You know what I'm saying? $50 every 2 weeks, $100 a month between 3 people. And we have been able to carry this, getting all the kids T-shirts for the paint party, pay for the paint party, get them the capes. They got capes that they're going to be wearing on their back. They got the little glasses they could put on and whatever. They got the Lego boxes full of candy and different stuff like that. So this thing that we doing is out of our own heart. We don't have any funding through no state and all of that, because people was like, oh, 501c3, they get donations. Let me put that out there to y'all. At this point, we're not 501c3 or whatever you calling it. I'm not that. You know what I mean? I'm not a 501. You know what I mean? So I don't have those grant opportunities that other people have. You know what I mean? Hopefully in the near future we can get that if, you know, the paperwork goes through and they accept us and give us that. But let me just show you that my determination to do this program is not based on the money that the government can give me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I am a nonprofit. I just don't have a 501. You know what I mean? I can do everything. I do have a bank account. That's why you can write checks payable to the Father's Generation and send it to P.O. Box, 721 in Sicklerville, New Jersey. You can do that. You can support this movement. You should want to support this movement more, because you're seeing that it's coming out of our own pockets and that we're doing this on our own with no help from the government and just doing what we can do for our neighborhood and for our community. So I had to put that out there, because people are like, oh, yeah, you got a bus now, blah, blah, blah. You getting grant money. There's no grant money.
Right. Not yet.
Not yet. There's no grant money. Right. So when you look at these buses and you look at these shirts and you look at these hats and you see everything that we're doing, we got watches coming in next week. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at these watches, we're like, yo, buy a watch to support this movement. Buy a hat to support this movement. Buy a shirt to support this movement. We're putting all this stuff out there so that y'all can purchase stuff so that we can keep moving as a unit. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to put that out there, because there was a lot of people that was like, man, y'all got that grant money. No. This is us. Right. Off the muscle. All day. So and it's not no arrogant thing to put that out there. I just had to let y'all know. You know what I'm saying? That we could greatly use your help, because there ain't no government money. Right. You know what I'm saying, Mike? They be kicking our backs, and the streets just been talking reckless. And I just, it's like no matter which way you go, they kick your back in. With the radio show, they was kicking our back in. The nonprofit, they kicking your back in. Whatever you do, they gonna kick your back in. So you just got to keep moving forward, not focus on them, and just keep doing what you got to do. You know what I mean? For the sake of business, for the sake of the company. You know what I mean? My time is precious. You can't get an hour back, not a second, a minute, nothing. So every day I'm just constantly just grinding and do what I got to do to make sure that everything is successful around me. You know what I mean? Period. Point blank. But I just had to put that out there. Mm-hmm. And as far as pastoring goes, a lot of people been asking questions. This is the voice of reason for a reason. And so we always got to talk about things and be transparent about things that are happening. As far as pastoring of a church, I'm no longer pastoring in a church. You know what I mean? I tried to be quiet for the sake of people not spreading rumors, you know what I mean, about the church or gossiping about the church. But it's been long enough for me to go ahead and tell y'all that the church was closed down. You know what I'm saying? Things weren't being handled the way they should have been handled, point blank, period. And I could put that out there and not feel bad about it, because people are asking me, like, why you not pastoring? What's up with the pastoring? Like, what's going on? Like, yeah, I'm still a pastor. There's just no church to pastor at. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you won't see me doing it every fourth Sunday or any other day at that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like there's just no church. There's no more church. And we'll leave it at that. I'm not here to talk bad about that situation. Just, I'm not pastoring at a church. You know what I mean? Just put that out there because the people are asking questions, they don't see me posting anything about the church no more. They don't see any dates for me to do anything like that like I used to anymore. And so there was a lot of concern about it. Like people thought that I had quit in the ministry or that I was giving up and things like that. And I don't want people to feel like I gave up. It's just there's no building for me to even be in. You know what I mean? And at this time, I had to take a fall back to reevaluate things and heal from the situation. Like
Correct.
Mike's been around me,
Right.
so you can kind of elaborate on what you saw me, kind of going through in that process. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna be real. Like there was tears in my face.
A lot of tears.
You know what I mean? This is real. We lost that building. You know what I'm saying? Like there was tears in my face because when you have somebody that do right, especially like by the tides and everything,
Yes.
and then to lose something and you can't see how you lost it or why it was even lost, it make you feel a certain type way about that building and other ministries.
Yep.
And so I'm in a healing process where I can't be in a church right now because I'll bring that same frustration with me from the last building or the last church. So you know what I mean? Like you saw it, man.
I saw it. Even when the day when we all was moving out, like, and you found out the truth, like. You said I could go, but I saw all of your face. Like I couldn't leave. There was nothing. I couldn't leave you there because it was just the emotions. Like when you're in your emotions, a lot of times your flesh can get in the way, and you don't want the flesh to get in the way, at all.
And let me tell y'all something about character. Listen, I found out the lady came up there to lock us out of that building, and when I found out outside what she told me, I could have left right then and there. But my character said, finish cleaning out the church, finish taking the stuff to storage, and put that stuff in a storage bin for your bishop.
Right.
I could have left though, but my integrity, I was angry, but my integrity overrode my emotion.
Right.
And sometimes that's where you have to be at. And I had to humble myself.
Right.
I had to, taste that humility when I didn't want to taste it.
Right.
Because I was angry.
No.
But I chose humility over anger. Right. And that's where I'm at even in my walk right now. So no, I'm not bitter because I chose humility over anger. I'm not angry at the situation because I chose humility over anger. You know what I mean? Like it's humility over everything right now in my life.
You allowed the anger not to allow you to sin. Like you still honored the Father versus like you did it unto the Father, not really towards your bishop, but really unto the Father. You really didn't let it be because of your emotion. You did it only because of the Father told you to keep going. Only
because of it, boy. Cause you saw it. Like I was writing letters, frustrating letters, and I was like, I can't send that one. Tear it up.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? And that's acting out of a humble place.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like no, I'm not going to meet because I want to argue. So wait a while. You know what I mean? That was all acting out of a humble place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I just had to put that out there. Because, I was telling you, a lot of people was like, what, you just gave up on the church? No, I ain't give up on it. What, you just quit? Come on, man. Why I have to quit?
Right.
Like, why you got to look at me and say, you just gave up? No, I didn't give up. I'll never give up on God.
Right.
Never will give up on y'all. Like, that's not going to happen.
Right.
But things might come along that you have no control over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like losing that building, I had no control over it. And I knew that we were going to have to taste the people's
talk and hate.
Yeah, I knew we was going to have to face it. You know what I'm saying? The problem is people didn't want to face it. That's why they try to keep it a secret.
Right.
You know what I mean? They didn't want to face it. Like people don't like to openly face
the persecution.
That persecute, yeah, or people just going ahead and bashing us for losing the building. Sometimes you just got to go ahead and face it, you know what I mean, and move on so you can get better. Not sit there and act like nothing even happened.
Right.
Because when you act like that, then that's when God really feels like he can't really use you because it was just like, nah, nothing happened. Like it was really like a nonchalant situation. Like we'll just move on, get something else. Like, no, you can't do that, man. And that's where I was just facing a lot of a lot of emotions about, man. But on to the next thing. You know, we're looking at getting a building
A building.
in the Lindenwood area for the Father the Fatherless Generation program. And in that situation, you know, God willing, I'll be able to go ahead and hold some services for these younger kids.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Just to do something. I know the chain of command type situation. Like I know that I have to have somebody in that church over top of me, kind of in a sense. So I know what I need to do. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a full-time pastor. I got to bring somebody in. And even though it's my building, I still want to bring somebody in that sits over me because I know, you know what I'm saying, like the father to son relationship. I know the principles that you have to be under, like you have to surrender to the right way. You know what I mean? You have to be right about what you're doing. So even when I go ahead and get the building and start to minister, I still have to answer to somebody.
Right.
Even with it being my building for the father the fatherless generation, when we do ministry in there, I'll answer to somebody. Believe that you can't be a leader and not answer to somebody. Everybody has to answer to somebody, because when you don't answer to somebody, you get real arrogant. You can lose yourself. You can end up getting caught up in your pride and arrogance and different things like that. So you don't want to be there, bro.
Right.
You don't want to be there. But how you feeling? You know, where you at in life right now? Like
In life, I'm going to say right now, with me, it's more of me just really getting out of my own way. The elder at the church today spoke on in Genesis when the fall of man happened, and the father asked, "Where art thou, Adam?" And he said, "I was naked." And he was like, "Who told you that?" The issue is, a lot of times we put our focus on ourselves and we lose sight of the Father's presence. So then we look at ourselves and we look at all the stuff that we lack, and not look at what the Father can do, because there's no limitations on us. But we look at ourselves and we look at, even with you, when it comes to the nonprofit, we're like, I need to do this. In all actuality, the Father's like, look, just get out of the way. You do your part, and I'll do the other part. And
yeah,
I'll just
you know that.
and I'll just, and I'll move, but keep stay in my presence, and that's what I gotta do in moving forward.
That's
is
like
stay in
that
His
song,
presence.
right? That I've been listening to. I heard you listening to it today. That's your kind of glory.
Yeah.
There's more that I require of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I've been listening to that every day
Right.
because, like I said, that I got to move out the way.
Get out the way.
You know what I mean? And I feel that you got to move. You have to move.
You have to move.
If you don't move, there's no growth for you.
Right.
You can't grow until you move out the way, because the only way you can grow is through God.
Right.
But you can't grow until you move.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, so
And that's really where I'm at. And I was just like, I'm sitting there like, oh man, like, let me get out of the way before I lose everything. Because if I stay in my way, I could lose everything. And it's like, and this is not a season where I need to lose anything else. I lost a lot last season, and I don't need to lose anything else moving forward. So
the only, you know what I mean, and that's the only way, man. Get out the way. And when you listen to that song, it says, "There's more that I require of you."
right.
You know what I mean? Like he requires a lot from us.
Right.
He requires so much from us, really, but we don't want to give it because we're in our way.
In our own way.
He required, like, it's like once I got out the way and started watching things happen with this nonprofit, like you were saying, get out the way. Once I did that, I got out the way. Mm-hmm. I'm watching it. Like, I watch people throw $100 in my hand just like that. Like, here, what's that for? I'm sewing into you. But I sold into a lot of people. But I'm watching the Father just say, watch what I do for you. Like, sitting down. Now I'm sitting down with councilmen. And I'm just a dude from the hood who never thought that I would be sitting down with councilmen and mayors and senators and different things like that. And I'm just looking at what's happening, looking at how they say they're going to place votes to allow our nonprofit in certain places throughout our township, and just watch it. But none of that would have happened if I didn't get out the way.
Right.
That's the bottom line to it. Like, because I never imagined me being in council meetings. But so when I got out the way, the council meetings came forward. You know what I mean? So you just got to get out the way and trust God. And then in that, those council meetings and them talking about the nonprofit, then other people coming to me asking me, can they, use the bus or do this and do that. Now, other things are coming our way, but it wouldn't have came if I didn't get out the way.
Right.
And then me knowing, pay it forward. If they need some graphic work or something done, I throw that your way.
Right.
And through the nonprofit. And then tell them we got a radio show, and then get certain councilmen and senators and stuff like that into the radio show. So this is what I mean. Like, they all intertwine, but I didn't realize how much they were intertwining until I really got out the way. Like, what is God doing? Because it's all working together for everybody's good. Because I still do music. And that's becoming stronger in this season.
Right.
The book, that's done. And so we looking at everything that everybody has to offer. Your clothing line, you know what you want in your head.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's so much there, but it's not going to happen until we
get out the way and take the limitations off of us, because we tend to box ourselves in, because we look at ourselves, we look in the mirror, and we'll be like, a little old me. If I'm transparent, like, I ain't got a degree. I ain't got a 4-year degree. I ain't got all that. But my experience of doing graphics for so long, it puts me in that stature of I have experience. Even if I just look at myself, like, I feel like there's a lot of times where, like, I feel like I don't deserve a lot of stuff because of a lot of mistakes that I made, or even just this life, this me, like, being disobedient in certain ways. It's gotta kind of, like I said, get out of my way and take the limitations off me, so that the Father can move and really utilize me as the vessel that He wants me to be. And then I know moving forward, I know we're thinking about taking a counseling class, so that that's going to enhance for the nonprofit too. So I know we're going to move forward with that.
That's what I meant to ask you too. With that counseling thing, we didn't look it up. If it's and I ain't trying to hurt y'all feelings, but if that counseling thing says that it's a Christian degree, I'm not sure I even want it, because I need a counseling degree. I don't want a Christian degree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's separate. I think that area is separate. 'Cause I know there's a 4-year part that they have, but then it's also a class. So it's 4 years, and it's also a 14-week class that they have. So I'm not sure how they break it down, but we definitely gotta sit down with them.
Because I can't just have myself tied into a Christian
religion,
counseling
like
degree.
religion, like spiritual.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's not even religious. It's just that I'd rather have a counseling degree where I feel like I can counsel everybody without them being like, oh, this is a Christian. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know how people get. And I want to be there for everybody.
Right.
Not just religious people or spiritual people. I want to be there for everybody, in a sense, people. So
that makes sense.
I mean, we're about to take a break real quick and come back, man. But it's our first time back in a while, man. Yeah. And we loving what we doing.
Most definitely.
And we're gonna keep on grinding. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.